Yeah, what's up guys? Trainer Joe here, training at Next Level Fitness. Doing a little video today. Pretty much the principles all going to be staying out of your comfort zone. I actually just got this new office set up, which is pretty cool. Calendar, board, vision board, desk. So I'm ready to rock and roll today. I want to first talk about how staying out of your comfort zone applies to training and health and fitness, and then self-development. So I kind of put this video, it's going to be a two-in-one type of deal just for the post for the daily grind. So first, for training, if you're always staying with the same program training, okay, you're probably going to notice that you're going to plateau at some point. Like it could be, say you're sticking to a 5x5 bench press regimen, or you're doing running intervals, the same thing for 5 months, okay, and you might see some great gains from that, but then once you start plateauing, which means your results aren't really going anywhere, so you're kind of just staying right in the middle the whole time, it's going to get pretty frustrating. And a lot of times people get frustrated and they either just give up or they just stay on the same program expecting that things are going to change. And the reality of it is things probably aren't going to change. So if you want to stay out of your comfort zone, it's really going to help you push for your gains in training. And I'm going to give you an example of what I do for my training and why it's really helped me always consistently have gains. I've been very fortunate, to always be making gains, and I think it's through the programs that I do and how I do my training. So what I do is 3 weeks on of going as hard as I can, okay, following a specific program. Writing down all my numbers, writing down what I eat, how I feel, how many hours of sleep I have, and that's pretty crazy, and you don't have to be that crazy with it, but I've been doing it for a really long time, so I'm just used to doing that, okay, and what I'll do is I stick to it, and then I do like a test on, the third week of my strength, and, if I'm, hopefully, I get better and I set a new personal record, and then I take what's called a deload week, and a deload week is probably one of the biggest pieces of the cake with recovery. And what a deload week is since I do a lot of Olympic lifting, high intensity training, what I do is I take a week where I pretty much deload. It doesn't mean that I'm not intense, but what it means is I take a lot of the pressure off of my spine. So I'm not going to be doing much Olympic lifting and heavy weights. I'm going to do more kettlebell work, more cardio. I might take the dog for a run or a walk or something like that. So it's more like things that you normally wouldn't do. Go for a swim, go bike, go play football out with your friends more. Still get that high intensity, training on your body, but you're not putting all the pressure on your spine by putting up heavy weights and doing Olympic lifting that can put stress on your joints. So during that week, like I said, I do that type of training. I catch up on more things with reading or getting myself motivated again. Because you don't want to be training so hard that you get unmotivated. You always want to stay as motivated as possible, so that you can always stay on track. So what I do is I'll read and I catch up on material like that, and then by the end of that week, I've sat there long enough where I haven't been hitting those Olympic weights, and my body's not ready. And you can feel it because your body starts to get if your body's telling you that it wants to work out. So once that 4th week is over, I start a different program. I tweak it a little bit. It could be the same type of stuff, but maybe instead of doing bench press on Tuesdays, I do it on Fridays. So my body isn't adapting. You always want to stay out of your comfort zone. You never want your body to adapt. Once your body adapts to anything, change isn't going to happen. So we want to stay consistently changing. So that's what I'll do, and then I start the whole program all over again. Track all my results, my sleep, my eating. Maybe I'll tweak my diet because I saw that dairy upset my stomach, so I don't want to eat dairy for a couple weeks, so I changed that up. So that's what I do. It's a 3 week on, 1 week off, training as hard as I can. Then I have my deload week, which is what I stick to. Right now it's a little bit different just because the CrossFit Open's coming up, and that's what I'm going to be competing in. So my programming is a little bit different pertaining around what I'm doing, and that's how it should be for you. You always want to train around what's going on with your goals and what you're going to be doing. So that's how it applies with training. If you have any questions, please email me. Okay, Joe at nextlevelfitness.com. So please hit me up on the email or write it in the blog post or anything like that, questions, and I'll make sure to answer them through videos for you guys. So I'm really trying to get this rolling. Self-development wise, for staying out of your comfort zone, I like to use just a basic example of, you could be stuck doing the same thing your entire life. And you can always ask yourself the question of what if I did this? I really wanted to do that, and I was afraid, and I didn't. Those are are things you might regret in life later in life, with not doing certain things. A really good story that my gym teacher told me in 10th grade one time is that, he had tickets, or his friend brought him tickets to the Super Bowl, to go to the Super Bowl. I don't know, it was a big game, like this is years and years and years ago, when he was younger and he just started teaching. But he was so afraid to call off from work and go to the Super Bowl, and he didn't. And he's probably in his 40s when he told me this, how much he regrets not going to the Super Bowl, because it was like one of the best games, ever. So that stuck with him, and that was like 20 years later that he always regrets that, and that was just one day out of his life. And one day out of your life, really just, playing hooky from work and going to the Super Bowl, I definitely would go to the Super Bowl. And I'm working on this stuff all the time, trying to always stay out of my comfort zone and never be content. You always want to be trying to do different things. You want to take the road that nobody wants to take. You want to get lost a little bit and find your way out. You want to just push through the hard times a little bit longer to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Never just be consistent or be okay with just the consistent, just getting by. You want to do the best thing for yourself. So I always think that people should stay out of their comfort zone. I think people should try to all the time. So if you guys are watching this, try to stay out of your comfort zone. Do something a little bit different every day, or challenge yourself. Do something that you're afraid of every day, because you get that feeling of being alive. I feel like, for example, just jumping off a cliff into water if you're afraid of heights. It's just that rush that you get, and I love that rush. It truly does make you feel alive, and I think that people should try it. Try something that you're afraid of or you're scared of every single day, and that's where the magic happens. I actually have it on the board right here. The magic happens outside of your comfort zone. Anything that I've ever done out of my comfort zone has led me to a different and a rewarding place. Just by talking to someone that I was afraid to talk to, or reaching out to somebody who I was afraid that maybe they say no. What's the worst thing that someone can say is no, but it's not that bad. It's like, hey, can we do this? And they say no. All right, that's fine. But there's that chance that you ask them and they say yeah, like they could help you out. So always stay out of your comfort zone, and just try to grow as much as possible, because when you're out of your comfort zone, you're going to grow. So implement it in your training, implement it in your life. Life begins truly at the end of your comfort zone. So go out, do something a little challenging today, or out of your comfort zone, and see how it rewards you. Guarantee you are not going to regret it. Alright, later guys.